Hey there, GCR youth. Jessie here, and I am joined here today by two really cool guys. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I am Dan. I serve on staff here at GCR.
And I'm Andrew. I am also on staff here at GCR.
Yes.
They're married.
Oh, yeah. Small detail.
I'm just the
We're
third wheel for
married,
them.
and he's our third wheel. We're a tricycle. Yes.
Yikes.
So today we are having a little special video giving advice to those who are entering college.
Whoop, whoop.
So the three of us here, we all have college experience, and we've kind of, had different college journeys. I went in Texas, you were in Colorado.
I was in Virginia.
Yeah, so we,
And New Jersey, technically.
there you go. So we're going to be dispensing some wisdom for you guys today. So let's just jump right into it.
Let them grab the popcorn.
Get your popcorn, get your snacks.
Exactly. You gotta
Settle in, get a
this
blankie.
might be a long video, so
Get comfy, guys.
And we went to like really three different types of college. Like you
Yeah.
did the full out Church of Christ private
Yep.
school. You did the large Christian university.
Liberty University, the huge, yeah.
And I did the very secular liberal arts school.
Wow, how could you?
In Colorado. So
So we have different college experiences. So this will be really cool.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. What did you guys major in? What were you studying? I'll go first. So I actually got my degree in psychology, but I didn't always stay with psychology. I went in thinking, I'm going to do this. But then you go to college and you start doubting yourself, and you're like, there's so many other options. Is this what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
And it's scary. So I changed my major 3 times, and then I came back to psychology. So I don't know if y'all had similar doubts or struggles with choosing a major.
I'm guessing that probably happens to more than half of the
yeah.
people.
Yes.
Than
The statistic
to
is like
college.
70% of people change
Yeah.
their major halfway in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I first went to college for a degree called engineering physics. But then, I got really interested in education. And so then I switched to math for secondary education. And then I actually decided I didn't want to do that. And by that point, I'm in my third year of college, and I didn't want to spend any more money not knowing what I wanted to do. So I actually dropped out the first time I was in college.
So Dan, share your experience with your major.
So I am a digital media videography major. And while I didn't switch majors, I actually literally got in it when I went to Liberty. I said, okay, 70% of students switch their majors, and that happens all the time. I took my first year at home at a community college simply because you have 2 math classes, 2 English classes, all these gen eds that you don't need to go to a 4-year school for. You can literally go to a community college. You can learn more about yourself. You can take all those tests that their personality, what do you want to do in life, chase what you want to do. And by the time I actually ended up going to Liberty, I knew I want to be in digital media. I want to create videos. I want to work for a church. So in that regard, I was pretty straightforward.
You do end up finding what you really want to do eventually, but it can take 5-6 years. So
And
just be prepared for
For
that.
some, I said this prior to starting, but for some, college isn't the answer. I know some, don't ask yourself where you're going to college, ask yourself why you're going to college. And if it's, because I want a degree, because my friends are going to college.
Yeah.
Well, a degree is understandable, but if it's because my friends are going to college, my parents are telling me to, or because it's the social norm, don't go to college. Don't do it. You could literally stay at home and work for a little bit. You can make some money, save up. You can volunteer. You can travel abroad. You can do all these different things without going to college, and it's the best. I know so many of my friends who stay, here in Midland, people stay and they work in oil, and they make good money doing it. They don't go to 4-year colleges, and it's a good decision in some regards because that's what they want to do. So don't force yourself into college.
That's really good.
Sorry.
Awesome. So let's kind of change gears for a second and talk about our faith journeys during
jeez.
college. So Dan and I went to Christian colleges, so it's probably a different experience than what Andrew went through. But let's talk about, how did your faith grow or change during college? Do you want to start, Andrew?
Yeah, sure. So going to a secular college is interesting, because people are going to go crazy like day one. And so for me, it was actually a really good experience because there's no like incentive to be a Christian in the college that I went to. So if I met someone who was a professing Christian, like saying I believe in Christ, that's because they like actually had like a solid relationship with Christ. Like you knew they meant it. It wasn't just because it was the cool thing to do or the social norm. So that was actually really cool. It was kind of easier to find like good people to be friends with, and you could grow together in Christ. And there was some Christian college groups on campus that you
That's
could
nice.
join.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because if you found your friends that were Christians, you knew they were Christians.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, Jesse, but my school, and we had 12,000 on campus or something. But yes, we had like the Christians, like you were talking about, and like your people that identify as Christians per capita in a geographical standpoint is higher at like a Christian school. But the amount of people that just don't care and don't want to dive into their relationship with the Lord, and they don't want to grow closer, and that's not shading them, but it can definitely be harder trying to find a good group of friends that are going to push you towards the Lord. But in my experience, if you want to like grow in your faith, that opening up to a group, finding that group, like you were saying, and opening up to that real group of friends is definitely going to be the way to do it. It just might be a little, and this is going to sound weird, it just might be a little harder at a Christian school.
Yeah, I think there's a big misconception of like, if I go to a Christian college, that's just going to, by default, help my faith grow, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to have amazing friends. No.
No, yeah,
like,
you're still going to have the
honestly,
same.
I think it was harder going to a Christian college because, like Andrew said, everyone has to take Bible classes. There's incentive to be Jesus-y. That's the culture.
If
So,
you're not Jesus-y, you're looked down
it's
upon.
weird, yeah.
Like you're just.
But, yeah, it could be very fake though. And, there are amazing Christians who went to ACU. That's where I went. But there are a lot of people who were just there for a scholarship. They didn't care about their faith. And you could leave feeling very jaded about your faith if you go there seeking that. And I do want to say, I think, especially like here in America, we have this like idea that like college is like the best time of your life. This is going to be the peak of your whole life. And some people go through college and they're like, it was okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, that was my peak. I'm going to just say the best years are ahead of you. You're going to have you may have great years in college. You may hopefully you have great years way to come, 10 years, 20 years. So don't freak out if you have a bad freshman year. That is normal. So don't put all of your like hope in like college is my life. This will be the best. I'll find the best girlfriend. Like,
yeah.
Just
and
live
if you
your
do
life.
Exactly. And if you do enjoy college, that's
Yeah,
great.
that's
But
great.
don't leave college and be like, oh crap, that was the best.
That
for
was
you.
the best.
Because
Oh no.
in my opinion, I really disliked high school. I didn't love it. It wasn't for me. And I didn't love college. Like I enjoyed it, made memories, liked certain aspects of it, didn't love it. But leaving it was like, okay, that was one part of that was literally one section of my life, one chapter. They always say, oh, new chapter of my life. Like I'm in this new chapter where I am so happy. And yeah, there are hard days and there are great days, but don't measure it. Like, just take each chapter as its own.
Really good. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day to be interviewed. Yes. Great. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great evening. Boo! We'll see y'all later.
Bye.